environmentally bad. I mean, they're just there's hundreds of videos on there of the eco snooping. But it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh, you hurt your dog. Oh, you hurt your kids. I mean, you yell at your kids now, they call the police on you. And I know I'm digressing, but this is an important subject. And we are a mentally ill, domesticated, TV head population where these yuppies are so uncomfortable being in nature. And they're just going around. And I guess it's because I'm in a good mood. Because I noticed they were all real quiet and upset, and the women were all bossing their husbands and kids around. And I just see that everywhere now. It's an upside-down world with these crazy, neurotic, they're on Prozac, their kids are on Ritalin, and the old lady's a weirdo, and her husband's walking behind her like she's the Queen of England. And I notice all these men walk behind their wives. And I remember when I dated a lot of different women in college, some would get mad because I'd be walking in front of them, and I'd open the door for them, but I'm the boss. And I'm not telling them what to do, but of course there's a lot of women that's what they like. But I mean, it's the opposite. It's the woman is the boss, and the woman decides everything. And then the women are so unhappy because that's not the order of things. This is not what they like deep down, but this is what they believe. And these men, the men did not talk, only the women talked. And by the end, I was walking by groups and just waiting to hear a man talk. And the women were all shouting orders and, blah, 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 and bossing people around. Oh, bring that baby down here. Don't, just nuts. I talk to friends of mine and things that are having trouble with their wives or girlfriends, and I say, look, have you tried being the man? And some of them tried, and they go, my God, my wife's happy now. I mean, that's how it works. I'm not going to, again, these women would love to run death camps. They'd love to take your property. They'd love to take your house. They're a bunch of sick freaks, and their men are a bunch of sick freaks. And he was going to satisfy his wife. I thought, he's not taking photos of my kids down there because I'm looking at him. And then he looks at me and they're talking about us. So they're not supposed to be down there. They're not supposed to, but they don't address you. It's like some weird cowardly thing. Like if they just, look, there it is. Gas station with lots of lights on during the day. You notice it's totally raining and dark out there, so they automatically kicked in because you need to have light. It's a dark day, but it says, oh, looks like dusk. The ground is wet. You can see storm clouds off in the distance. So the automatic lights kick on, and they're, oh, my gosh, call the police immediately. The green police, na-na-na. Remember that? And we laugh about this, but listen, it got worse. It got worse, and I'm getting all the news. About twice a week, when I take my kids out, I'll get them a roll of Lifesavers. It's got corn syrup, but it's a treat. I go in this big, nice gas station in our neighborhood, and I'm sitting there going, is this all your gum? Because every brand. And they've got one brand of bubble gum that doesn't have aspartame, which is the feces of a genetically engineered bacteria. And I'm going, hey, man, this has all got aspartame. Can you guys get some stuff in the store? As a consumer, I'm supposed to talk to fellow humans and communicate at the market, and the guys are all fans behind the counter. Day, night shift, doesn't matter. And I'm sitting there, and I'm saying, and I've got toddler on my hip. I got my two kids, stay right here, busy parking lot out there. And they're going, I want this, I want that. And I go, look, honey, this has aspartame that a genetically engineered bacteria creates. The Pentagon developed it in 1968. Rumsfeld got it approved in 81. It's a chemical weapon that's also very addictive. And some guy goes, oh, come on, who's buying a 12-pack of beer at the checkout counter. He's like, oh, come on. And I went, no, sir. When you get home, Google aspartame manufacturing process. And I said, look, every one of these says aspartame. That, they wanted gum, but I had to only give them Lifesavers and Tic Tacs because they didn't have aspartame in it. And I said, why suddenly does 99% of the candy have aspartame in it, even when it's sugar gum? This is not sugarless. And some other guy starts laughing. And so I just start preaching. I said, listen, as a human being, I'm supposed to talk to you. I'm supposed to warn you. I care about all of you. I want to warn you. And the guys are kind of getting comfortable, and they go, yeah, Alex, we appreciate it. Okay. And so I get the Tic Tacs, I get the bottled water, I get the Lifesavers, But then I saw the other side. Jason Burmis calls me as I'm walking out to tell me the DVDs had come in. And suddenly, one person, two person, three people, a whole carload of high school kids. Alex Jones, we love you. Death and New World Order. All the cars. I mean, literally, it was just like 20 people. Alex Jones, we love you. So I was immersed in all these demons on the other side, the zombies, the mind slaves, the people that can't see what's going on and who were in this mode of tyranny and in this mode of laughing at someone who they overhear warning their children. As an adult, I'm supposed to talk to my kids. That's weird to them that I would, in the modern fields, as a hunter-gatherer, I come in with my credits to buy something and I'm saying, this is a poison plant, this one is a good plant. Now, a normal human 10,000 years ago would tell their young, do not eat the bunga berry. You may eat the chabunga berry. This is good in the autumn. How do you know the autumn? When the leaves fall, you may eat this fruit. Do not eat it before, or it is poison. It'd be like, my gosh, bunga bunga, why are you telling little chadunga and little mumba something's bad? You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to talk to your kids. You're not supposed to carry your kids on a green belt. You're not supposed to walk around. You're not supposed to stick your hands in a stream. You're not supposed to be human. And so I was really starting to freak out. I was like, my God, there's crazy people everywhere. And then I walk out in the sunshine. It's a parking lot on a Sunday, like noon, beautiful blue skies, and it's Alex Jones. And I was like, thank you, thank you. And I'm shaking hands. People are running up, and I'm like, Burmis, I got to call you back. This is incredible. I mean, just like, Alex Jones, oh, we love you. So, again, we're having an effect, and that's probably why they're going to kill me or set me up pretty soon. But it doesn't matter because we've done our job, and I care about all the children. I care about all the people. I want to tell people if something's poison. I want to tell them, my people, if the water's good to drink. I want to tell the people when there's bad controllers. I just am a human who wants the tribe to do well, the human species. I want goodness. I'm not bad for taking my children down to the creek. I'm not bad for warning them there's poison in the food. I'm not bad. The people taking photos of me and my kids to report us are the ones that are bad. The people looking for trouble and wanting to boss people around who find power through the government, they're the ones that are bad. They're the enemies of our society. They're the enemies of our republic, and they're dangerous. And the difference, all my fans were shining-faced, good-looking, smart people, and they were glowing and happy and had life force. And I noticed as I pulled out watching the two guys that laughed at me in their BMWs, wealthy, they were looking at me just going, because they've bought into the world, and so they're not satisfied. And here are all these people that are on the same wavelength as I am. They had power. They had life force. They had sparkle in the eye. And so they're torturing me off in some dungeon someday, or I'm in prison. I'll remember all those people we warned, all those people we woke up, how many people we saved, how many people's minds we unlocked so they could see the bigger world and be free. And I know in the end we're going to beat this new world order. But that was a great parable. And it's true. Everything you just heard is what happened yesterday. For an hour and a half, I was submerged in just mass mental illness and crazy control freaks. And then I went into the store, and it was even worse. But then when I came out into the sunshine, it was just like, Alex Jones. Somebody goes, Alex Jones. And it was like 8 pumps. And it's Alex Jones, Alex Jones, Alex Jones. Teenagers running up, Alex Jones. And they had basketballs and footballs, and we're all happy, and we're piling in to go have fun. They were, yeah, we love you. We're going to beat the New World Order. Alex, and I'm driving out. Alex, hey. We're going to beat the New World Order if those good people realize the power they have and if they take action. Now, I've just spent 20-something minutes telling the story because it's so important. I said I'd go to your phone calls, and I've got all this news to hit, and I've got a guest coming up. But let's go ahead and talk to Bobby in Tennessee. Bobby, you're on the air. Okay. Mark in Georgia, go ahead. You're on the air.
Let me get off the speakerphone right quick. Yeah, I just recently had a very